What is going on, folks? It is Rigor Mortis. This one's going to be a brief video because it's kind of getting late, but I wanted to get it out to you guys to prepare you guys for tomorrow's opening. So, really quickly, we're going to talk about Advent, and they are going public via a SPAC. This company is very interesting if you ask me, and I'm surprised that I haven't heard about it already. It's related to EV. So what they do is they're actually a hydrogen fuel cell company. And before we get into the video, I want to say that this is not financial advice. These are just the plays that I'm trying to put you guys on because I'm interested in them and I want us all to win together. If you're new around here, please subscribe. I make these stock videos. I enjoy making them for you all. These are the plays that I'm in. And if you enjoy the video, please leave a thumbs up and a comment is always appreciated. I love interacting with you guys in the comment section below. Advent. Now, you guys know how these videos work. I want you guys to go out and do the deep digging after I put you guys on. So very briefly, Advent is a hydrogen fuel cell company, and this is what caught my eye whenever I was looking through their website. They have an investor presentation, by the way, and we'll get into that type of stuff here in a second. So the EV is interesting to me. Their concept of an EV, because it combines both a lithium ion battery as well as a hydrogen fuel cell. So what happens here is the EV will technically have a fuel tank, like they say, a simplified onboard fuel to hydrogen reformer, which is the interesting part, and then a lithium ion battery. So what's interesting here is that they'll have a lithium ion battery that'll be continuously charged with a hydrogen fuel cell. So the concept here is that whenever you have an EV car or an EV truck or an EV vehicle that needs to go a long distance, needs to be a long range vehicle, a lithium ion battery by itself is just not enough because those things don't have the range capabilities like a hydrogen fuel cell does. So what this is saying is that they'll make a hybrid that allows the hydrogen fuel cell to continuously charge the lithium ion battery, and this will make it so that EV vehicles have a much larger and longer range compared to just a regular lithium ion battery EV vehicle. So it's really interesting to me. It's an interesting concept. As you all know, hydrogen fuel cells are really hot right now. There's a play that I haven't talked about yet on this channel, but I am in, and that's Plug Power. They're also a hydrogen fuel cell maker, and they have been doing really well recently. So as soon as this thing came on my radar, I got really interested. So I want to put you guys on. The nice thing that we know about this company is that Advent, I mean, is that they already have a definitive agreement with a company, and this was on November 20th. AMCI Acquisition Corp issued a promissory note, and all this blah 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 shenanigan stuff. But essentially, what we have here is a definitive agreement, and so we whenever we're looking at the stock and looking at the risk and reward ratio, we need to know that we don't need to worry about it failing as a SPAC and things of that nature. So without further ado, I do want to get into some of the price action. I did also want to mention that some of the people in AMCI are actually buying shares of AMCI, and of course they need to report that to the SEC, so you can see some of those filings there. They were buying in the $11 to $12 range, and of course they have to wait a particular amount of time before they can sell. Just wanted to mention that. Okay, so if we look at the one-day chart, this thing has pretty much been holding steady between the $14 and $13 range. We did see a little bit of a drop off here today, 7.5%, but it's been kind of holding steady there at the $13 range. If we look at the 5-day chart, again, nothing super interesting. We did start out just at around $12, shot up all the way to $14.21. Since then, we've dropped off a little bit, and we know how not EVs, we know how SPACs work. They start off at around $10. We did have a run up a little bit to $13, then a drop off to $11.50, and then since then we had another run up to $13.62. So what do I think about this company? Personally, I think it's a great play. I think that we need to find an entry point, and I think we need to run with it. As always, not financial advice, but here's what I'm going to do personally. When this thing opens up tomorrow, I'm going to see what the price action is looking like. If it's down, I'm going to start a small position, and then as it continues to fall, I'm going to average my cost basis down. This is what I always suggest to you guys, because whenever you go into a company, whenever you go all in, it doesn't give you room to play with that company a little bit, because if the price falls or continues to fall, then you're left saying, I should have waited a little bit. But whenever you're able to capitalize on the fact that it is falling, then you feel better about yourself. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait for it a little bit, market open tomorrow, and we're going to see how it's going to move. Of course, we have this Airbnb hype right now, so I'm going to have to deal with that as well. And my one of my new favorite companies, MP, is also on the radar. So, I'm going to have to figure out a way to balance my portfolio to make it so that the position I start in this company, I'm happy with, and it's substantial enough to make me a good amount of money come the merger date. I still think that there's a lot of upside here because the fuel cell market right now is really hot. So we just need to do a little bit of deep digging. I want you guys to go out, do your research, make sure it's a play that you're comfortable getting yourself into, and then come back and report to me and tell me what you find out. As always, folks, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up on the video. If you're new around here, please subscribe. If you want more information about stocks like these, a comment down below is one of my favorite things about YouTube, y'all. You guys know that. Whenever I'm able to read those comments and interact with you guys and have a whole bunch of smart people just having a conversation about stocks, it's one of my favorite things about this platform. Let me know. Are you interested in this play? Are you already in this play? I wouldn't be surprised if we got a good amount of people that are, because it is EV related and the EV market is super hot. We've got a lot of people that are interested in plays like this. But let me know down below exactly what you got going on. I really appreciate you guys watching. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.